The last time I did a live stream, I talked about the issue that a lot of people or some of us are facing right now of loss of jobs and income and being laid off and furloughed. So, as that's such a real problem right now, I wanted to do a follow-up live stream dedicated around that topic and talk about the interview process and what we all go through. And I'm sure at some point in our lives, if you've worked in the corporate world or even if it's just a business venture, exploring opportunities, we probably could all appreciate the nerve-wracking experience that is of first applying for and seeking out the opportunity and then prepping yourself for the interview and remembering like I mean I remember back then as I would be like nervous and just so uptight and nervous about it and really wanting to nail the interview and putting so much pressure on myself. And it's like walk in, like take a deep breath and cross my fingers, toes, hairs, whatever it is that could give me an extra boost of confidence and luck, and walk in and interview. And before I know it, the interview was over and all of it was whatever transpired in the last 30 or 60 minutes, however long the interview was just like a complete blur for me. And but I do sometimes remember like vaguely just like, oh man, I think I stumbled on that question, and then it's just torture myself with all this second guessing. And then the afterwards is probably the worst part, is the suspense, right? The waiting game of like checking your emails and your phone to see if you've got any response back from the hiring manager or the recruiter, whether you got the job or not. And it's just so nerve wracking. Well, I wanted to share with you the kind of a personal experience and kind of secret that I stumbled on from my personal experience is that magical things happen when you are committed but unattached to the outcome. Like you show up authentically, you prepare yourself, you do the best you can to show up and authentically prepared, bring your A game and whatnot. But then after that, just kind of relax, walk in, take a deep breath, relax, and be unattached to the outcome. And the reason why is several years ago, I interviewed for what I thought was my, oh my God, my dream job at a dream company. I was into data analytics and Blooming Brands, for those who don't know, like owns a lot of like great restaurant chains like Outback Steakhouse and I think Bonefish Grill and several other amazing restaurants. And it was a position for data analytics for all of the different restaurant chains that Bloom Brand owns. And I thought, oh my God, that is like the perfect dream job for me, because not only am I passionate about data analytics and visualization, but I'm also a huge foodie and love their restaurant chains. And so I was all pumped up, applied for it. I looked at the qualification, thought I had everything that they were looking for, and and it was in Tampa as well, and closer to my home than what my current job was. And I was just so psyched about it, and showed up and interviewed, and then just walked out. I thought I did a pretty good job and was pretty proud of myself. But then the waiting game started, and so the longer I didn't hear back from them, the more I started second guessing myself and whatnot. And I think about like maybe over a week and a half or so or two, I finally heard back from the recruiter letting me know that they went with another candidate. I remember being so crushed. I mean, that was just like, I'm like, why? It was like the perfect match for me. And I remember being so crushed. And but then quickly after that, I just kind of regained myself and composure and my mindset. And so I said, look, everything happens for a reason. Maybe maybe something else greater out there is waiting for me, right? And I know even as I was saying that at that time, didn't really know what it was, but I just had to have faith that maybe there's something else better out there waiting for me. And so I then focus on just kind of being grateful for my current position, which not too long ago I was promoted and now managing a team doing data analytics and reporting for the organization. So, like, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity and learn about managing a team and honing my leadership skills, supporting my staff and team members, and doing the best I can, growing in this new role and learning as best as I could from it. And I just really even appreciated the opportunity to even interview with them because I didn't even know that such an opportunity even existed. So now I'll keep my eyes out further for opportunities that combines data analytics and something of my passion. And I just left it at that. And then 3 months later, I believe, like less than 3 months, actually no, it was I was probably 2 months later, somebody that I was working with in my current role there emailed me an opportunity and said, hey, I'm not sure if you're looking or not, but just thought this was right up your alley, in case you want to take a look at it. And so out of courtesy, because, this is somebody that I knew at work and work with, so I looked into the opportunity and noticed that it's from Johnson and Johnson. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that Johnson and Johnson was in Tampa. And half of my household products are Johnson and Johnson products. And so you know what? I let me just apply for it. I recently just polished up my resume for that other interview, so I have it ready. So you know what? Let me just go ahead and apply for it. And another good practice for me for interviewing skills. And it was just that I literally just applied it with just fully committed, polished up my resume, and tweaked it a little bit to match that job description and just kind of let it go. I even totally forgot that I even applied for that until like 2 weeks later. I got an email from from the recruiter saying that they wanted to schedule an initial screening with me for this job. I mean, I literally had to take a few minutes to say, what job is this? Because I literally totally forgot about that. But anyways, applied for that job, had the screening interview. It went fantastic. And then the recruiter connected me with a hiring manager. They came back and said, you know what, Jacqueline, based on what you share with us and looking at your resume, we feel that you are more qualified for a senior management position than the position that you applied for. Would you be interested in that instead? And oh my gosh, it's like I was like thought I was in like a dream or something because that's never happened to me before. I mean, it's kind of unheard of. And so it's just like that. I not only got a new job offer, but also like a huge step up and a big promotion and a big raise, and just all out of because I was just kind of for fun, just applying to it for fun, committed, but no attachment to it, and just kind of let it go. So just wanted to pop on and share that for those who are in a position where you are having to look for other opportunities right now. I know with the situation with the global pandemic and people losing jobs, I know that feels really real, and the pressure for getting another job and interviewing and getting back on your feet again is really, really powerful and strong. But I encourage you to try to approach it from the standpoint of finding gratitude for where you're at, and for the opportunity to explore this option, and then just letting the attachment to the outcome go and just trust that whatever the outcome is, it's always going to work out for you in some way or another. And if you don't get the job now, that just means that something else better and more aligned is waiting for you instead. So, don't be discouraged, and have fun with the process. Use it as a chance to polish up your resume, practice your interviewing skills, and putting yourself out there. And the more you do, the better you'll come across, and the more relaxed you'll feel when walking into that interview. So you don't sense kind of present yourself as being so desperate, and that you'll take whatever job they give you, and you'll be showing up authentically and powerfully, and reflecting the value that you can add to the organization so that they can give you and offer you what you are worth, and what you're able to bring to the organization. So hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and let me know what other thoughts or questions you have. And wishing you much luck, and a lot of success in your journey ahead. And if there's anything I can do to support you on that, please feel free to reach out and let me know. Thank you, and have a great day.